can turn this into something positive and maybe it'll spread.
He's the most positive person on his job. Now you're cured.
I feel good.
Good morning and welcome to Positively Milwaukee. 2 students in our area are making it easier to share information about cancer, and they're lifting the spirits of a child with the disease. Charles Benson tells us how they're doing that through writing.
Nadia Greenenwalt and Lincoln Egger have promising futures as authors, or maybe reporters.
Maybe. Yeah. We can't tell you our jobs. How about we edit that part out because we can't have anybody learn about our jobs.
All jokes aside, Nadia's first project was a thought-provoking biography called My Friend Lincoln.
I just wanted to know what he was feeling and thinking at that exact moment.
You might say this project started before Nadia and Lincoln had even met, when he was 2 and diagnosed with a brain tumor. Lincoln's mom, Kelly, says the cancer relapsed when he was 7.
And so your world kind of gets turned upside down once more.
But Kelly says treatments and long stays at the hospital were made easier this time around because Lincoln had friends, like his classmate and Taekwondo partner Nadia, who wanted to raise money to help with Lincoln's treatments. Her first idea was a lemonade stand.
I thought bigger.
And so she decided that she was going to write a book.
Dolores, Nadia's mom, says she talked to Kelly about the idea first.
You know, Lincoln was 7, she was 8, and I was kind of like, how is this gonna work?
But Nadia prepared plenty of questions for Lincoln, some that others would stray away from.
It was like really straightforward.
She's like, no, are you afraid to die? I don't think any adult would ask that question, let alone, she was, are you afraid to die? And his response was,
nope, I'm afraid of spiders.
Nadia made a tough subject more approachable by describing cancer in words kids could understand.
And it was amazing to have family members read the book after it was published and say, wow, I didn't realize how much you guys had gone through. And that was the story she told.
But Nadia and Lincoln weren't done after that first book. They decided to write about other kids fighting cancer too.
We wanted to do that to show other kids what it's like in a different point of view.
And they wanted other kids to be the star of a book that was just about them.
Not about their friends or their dog, just them.
So the kids started a pay it forward method.
So Nadia wrote Lincoln's book, so Lincoln went and wrote My Friend Mackenzie, and Mackenzie, with the help of her mom, wrote My Friend Jordan, and it just kind of continues.
And those books have raised a lot of money.
$27,000.
The money may not be as important as what these stories mean to the kids they're about.
It means that a friend is watching over you and making huge impact on stuff that they're doing.
And these moms couldn't be prouder.
And they're building a bond with the person that the story is being written about.
And that truly, those will last a lifetime. Sadly, we don't know what that lifetime span is for some of these kids. So if we can just bring a smile to their face for that one special day that we're together, then success.
Oh, that brings a smile to all of our faces. And Nadia was actually honored by People magazine for her work. She was named one of the top 10 girls changing the world. Congrats to her and Lincoln. They are truly making our community a better place. Playing sports is a huge part of school for a lot of kids, and sometimes that's the only reason they come to class. When a Kenosha basketball coach discovered a major hurdle for his kids to play, he got to work. Julia Fellow tells us more.
Basketball has been Kamari LaVille's passion since 2nd grade.
I just get everything off my mind when I hoop. It just eases my mind. I can do it, make me feel good. I be focused on the rim of the ball.
Many of his teammates at Ruther Central High School feel the same way. It is the only sport at this intermediate school in Kenosha. But There is one problem.
I just need help. The physical is a major hurdle.
Athletic director Nick Myers says roughly 40 athletes will be on Ruther's boys and girls basketball teams. Each of them are required to get a sports physical.
The ones that we know of don't take insurance. It's just a walk-in, $40, $45, one-time physical.
Unlike a yearly physical exam that's fully covered by insurance, a sports physical is an out-of-pocket expense.
I was like, hey, we got to do something. We got to get these kids engaged.
So Myers started this GoFundMe page to help pay for these physicals.
Do you think it's nice that your coach is raising money for other students?
Yeah, because half of the people probably can't afford it.
One of the students I was interviewing said that he thinks maybe half of the team might not be able to afford it. Do you agree with that?
Oh, I would definitely agree with that. We want them to, and they need it in their lives.
Coach Myers says the athletes all need this outlet.
If they're only here for school and they're not a part of anything else, they get disinterested. I mean, no school, no not coming.
If I ain't had basketball, what would I do? I don't know what I would do.
The hope is these kids won't have to worry about not playing.
They like to beat me, and they like when I beat them.
Are you learning a lot from him?
Yeah, but he still can't guard me.
I love this. Now, the best news of all, Coach Myers raised more than $2,200 to cover the cost of physicals, but he might not need it because 3 doctors have reached out to him willing to do those checkups for free. Now, that is amazing. Basketball isn't the only sport Milwaukee area fans enjoy. Our American Hockey League team, of course, is the Admirals. They had a long hiatus because of the pandemic. Bruce Harrison shows us getting back to the arena could not come a second too soon for fans.
584 days without the cowbells, the organ, and the smashing. But Admirals season ticket holders didn't flinch.
I've loved hockey since I was a little kid.
Kevin Kehoe is one of roughly 1,000 season ticket holders. According to the team, 97% of that loyal group stuck around, paying in advance for the season that began this month.
It's finally back and we're here, so I'm here, all my friends, hockey fans.
I didn't take fans like Kehoe any convincing to come back, but others may be much more reluctant in the wake of the pandemic.
Making sure that there's hand sanitizers everywhere, making sure that the security protocols are all the way that they're supposed to be, encouraging people to wear masks if they want to, and making sure they feel comfortable that way as well.
President John Greenberg says the team probably lost about $5 to $6 million when they lost last season.
Minor league hockey franchise in this league that's a significant hit.
But opening day matched the largest crowd since 2004. A positive sign, Greenberg says, and a trend he expects to continue.
Hockey's back, Milwaukee.
What I like about hockey is that it's like a really fast sport, and I like.
Superfan Crosby DeCare comes to most games and knows the Admirals may have been robbed of a title because of the pandemic.
Yeah, I thought they were going to win the championship, so it's kind of sad. Yeah.
It was super sad. I know for sure we would have won the Calder Cup easy.
And though the team is struggling early in its first season back, fans like Crosby and Kehoe expect nothing short of a playoff run.
And isn't it nice to get back to some of the things we knew and loved before COVID? And good luck to the Admirals this season. We just love to see all of our Milwaukee teams winning. Church hats can be true works of art. Meet a woman who is capturing that beauty and history after the break. Welcome back to Positively Milwaukee. Have you ever wondered why you often see ladies wearing hats in church? Well, a retired teacher was curious and did her homework. Her journey led her to a book and a history lesson about a tradition that lives on to this day.
As I went down to the river to pray.
The date was July 24th, 2021. The place, Pilgrim Rest Missionary Baptist Church. The event, celebrating the legacy of church hats. Oh, the day was glorious. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. The master designer seems as if he pulled back the curtains and his sunlight and majesty reflected off of the ladies' church crowns, called church hats.
Willie E. Burge Robinson shares a passage she wrote. More on her writings later, but first, let's talk about Willie herself. She's a retired teacher with an abundance of enthusiasm for life.
When you just look at the world, you look at the all of the things in creation. I mean, just the little animals and the birds and all of that. It's just so awesome to see that and to know that it's part of creation, but it was created by a creator. I get excited.
And that helped lead Robinson on a journey to investigate something she'd seen all her life, ladies in church wearing hats. She has fond memories of her 102-year-old mother donning a headpiece when her mom entered a place of worship.
I made a visit home one Mother's Day, and they were having a special program. In fact, all of the women of the church were invited to wear church hats. And I said, oh my goodness, because I'm not a church hat wearer. So I decided to go through my mom's boxes. And it was like a treasure hunt. But then I had an aha moment. How can I preserve this legacy? I decided to put together a booklet. And my cousin saw the booklet. He said, you should write a book. I had no intentions of writing a book, but that's how it all started.
Yes, she wrote a book called Mama's Church Hatitude.
Our African American ancestors found a spiritual oasis in their head covering. Symbolically, it was a way of escape to a place of peace in the midst of doom and gloom. They created within their heart a place of abundance and hope. The African American woman that sits under a church hat has a long history of stories of struggles, triumphs, and overcoming.
Robinson discovered that hats became popular in black churches after the end of African American enslavement.
Well, the significance of hats in the black church is rooted in scripture that was written by the Apostle Paul. Our African American ancestors took that literally, that when you go to attend church, you are to cover your heads because that's your way of honoring God. I just feel a spiritual connection to them when I see them wearing church hats. It's like they're still connected to their spiritual roots.
So what inspired Robinson to dive deep into hat history?
Gayle King was interviewing Tyler Perry, and his story just hit me. The words that he said, keep on digging. And he related the story how he was trying to dig a well and the well diggers was getting ready to give up, and he said, just keep digging. And it was a few inches before they struck water. And I just became so inspired. I started to write, and it was like a couple of weeks after that inspiration that my books was published. So I just want Tyler Perry to know that he is the inspiration that pushed me to get those 2 books published.
It's almost like you were led by something bigger than you.
You are exactly right.
And that led to Willie Robinson's other book, Pouring Out God's Grace from a Mason Jar.
It's part of me, and it's called an anthology, and it's stories of people's lives, true stories that touched my life and that made such an impact that I wanted to just share their stories through my eyes, but also how it tied in and related to Scripture and to the grace of God that's poured out on everybody.
It's clear Willie Robinson is a natural motivator and creative force.
When I taught at Bayview High School, it was such a grand experience because I'm always a person that goes outside the box. I went outside the box on everything. I did everything with my students. I taught 9th graders, but we did all kinds of community projects that reached the community.
So in a way, Willie Robinson is still teaching through her books and her supportive ladies proud to show off their church crowns.
Ladies from around the city gathered together, creating a beautiful canopy of sisterhood with the spiritual backdrop of elegance and grace. I don't have a place for pride in my life. Mine is more not pride, but humility and gratefulness that I was allowed to do this. And I just want as many people as possible to read it, because everybody that purchased the book and read it, they're just so encouraging. They send encouraging words, and it's so inspiring.
And listening to Willie's words, I get a heady reminder of the power of tradition, faith, and self-expression.
No one can sit under a church hat like a sister. On Sunday morning across the nation, there's a sister sitting under a church hat in every congregation. My life purpose really is to help people, to touch and change people's lives in a positive way, in whichever way I can. That's my purpose for living. That's my life purpose. There's a spiritual anointing upon her face, reflecting the glory of God's amazing grace.
Don't you just love Willie's spirit? By the way, her books are available on Amazon. And we want to thank you so much, Willie, for all that and the history lesson that you're teaching us, and just being an inspiration in our community. We need more people like you. Well, coming up after the break, a house in Waukesha that's a living work of art. But first, let's meet our Positively Milwaukee Pet of the Week.
Hi, I'm Johanna Szymanski with HAWS, the Humane Animal Welfare Society. And today I am visiting with my friend Irene, who is available for adoption. Irene is about 12 years old. She came to us as a stray, and she is from Paw Declawed. She is a very sweet kitty who likes to hang around and be pet and cuddled. We are looking for a home for her with pretty much anyone. She's a little older, so probably younger cats might be a little much for her. But a calm home with kids would be just fine. Today I also wanted to tell you about HAWS Thanks for Giving Me a Home promotion. There's no one more thankful than a newly adopted pet, and this month, through Thanksgiving, we are offering 50% off adoption fees for all animals 6 months or older. So if you are looking for a family member who's Positively Milwaukee, please check out our website at hawspets.org or give us a call at 262-542-8851 for more information on who's available and who is Positively Milwaukee.
Welcome back to Positively Milwaukee. With the holiday season creeping up on us, you might be dusting off your recipe books. Fall food, as we know, can taste the best of all. And we wanted to ask you, what is your favorite dish?
Always got to be bratwurst.
Bratwurst?
Always.
Pumpkin pie. I mean, who doesn't want pumpkin pie? White chicken chili is my favorite in the fall. Okay. Haven't had it yet this year, but I'm looking forward to it.
Spaghetti and meatballs, because I'm Italian.
I would say something pumpkin. Not pumpkin latte, but like pumpkin muffins or pumpkin pie.
A turkey dinner on Thanksgiving, that's my favorite fall food. Mashed potatoes.
My favorite fall food would be, believe it or not, chicken bouillon. It's a Belgian soup that's made up north in a big open fire outside on a cold day.
I love it. Now, so much variety. If you do have a favorite fall food that you want to share with us, or if you have a question that you would like us to ask next week, just go to our Positively Milwaukee Facebook group. Well, our area is full of unique homes, but this next one will truly turn your head. James Groh talked to the owner of a home in Waukesha with some surreal decorations.
This is my treehouse, my home.
Jeff Seymour spent 2.5 years painting his home at 234 Brook Street in what can only be described as a cross between Dr. Seuss and Van Gogh.
Actually, there was many moments where I wasn't sure I was doing enough.
He used 70 different colors and 20 unique types of cabinets. He even has an Adam and Eve inspired stained glass window next to his bar.
Of course, inspired by Adam, except Adam's not reaching for apples, he's reaching for martini olives, oversized martini olives.
It's listed for $399,900, has 3 stories, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a downstairs retail space plus garage, and is about 2,100 square feet.
I think it's totally family friendly, and It's likely to attract maybe young professionals.
The condo is definitely for the person with an eclectic taste. After all, how could you ever want to redecorate something like this? The entire condo is basically a giant piece of art.
This hole here actually connects to the shower in the bathroom, so when I'm taking a shower, I can actually watch people on the sidewalk in the front of the building.
There are even mosaic steps that go to an elevated shower with a view.
You can actually see the sky when you step in the tub.
Wow, that really is once in a lifetime home. Now, who would have thought you might find such a masterpiece in a little building in downtown Waukesha? Way to go. Fresh vegetables, homemade goodies, and friendly faces. There's so much to love about farmers markets. I just adore them. Our first reason to smile this morning, farmers markets are not just for the summertime, because there is a Waukesha winter farmers market. It started up at Martha Merrill's Books yesterday. The market's going to be open every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Vendors plan to offer everything from a tasty meal to homemade soaps. We have more information on our Positively Milwaukee Facebook group. Well, Halloween was last week, but we did want to show you some amazing costumes. Check out this 6-year-old Joe Toman. He is dressed as what he calls the Spaghetti Bridges. His mom, Kat, says that's what he calls Milwaukee's Marquette Interchange. Now, that is really cool. Now, making this costume was a challenge, but Kat is no rookie because she helped Joe dress up as an MCTS bus driver, a Stone Creek coffee cup, and even the Mitchell Park Domes. I love the local theme in all those costumes. I'm going to be back with my quote of the week. Don't go away. Holding on to resentment is like holding on to your breath. You'll soon start to suffocate. This week's quote is from Deepak Chopra. He is well known in alternative medicine and became famous for resigning his role as chief of staff at a New England Memorial Hospital to pursue broader forms of healing. Chopra believes in our consciousness, and he says it's tied to our physical health. Now, if your mind is filled with spite, anger, and resentment, you're going to feel that in the rest of your body. So as you go about your rest of the week, try to let go of any negativity that is holding you back. And as always, stay positively Milwaukee.